What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of This Might Get Us Canceled. Today, we're going to be talking about some things your mom probably should have taught you about when you were younger, but she probably didn't. Because a lot of this stuff is new, like AI. The question that I had recently, I was thinking about is AI and if it would enhance our future or if it'll be detrimental or if it's a threat to humanity. What do you think about that topic?
Wow.
It's a big one.
That's a lot to throw on me right at all at once. AI, is it detrimental to humanity? Yes and no. It can be. It cannot be. What was the other part of the question?
If is AI a technology that will enhance our lives or is it a force that threatens?
100% it could enhance our lives, right? I use it at work. I see it as enhancing our lives. Undoubtedly, right? We can use it to calculate data, calculate things, and enhance our lives and make our lives easier. All the things that we don't want to do that a robot could easily do better, 100% AI can make our lives
But with that
easier.
being said, I feel like it causes a threat to the jobs, being that it can be used in place of people because it's such an intricate thing to be using.
Like it can. There's some things, right, that I feel like AI is gonna replace humans, right? Just because of the fact that it's more efficient, it's more economical. But humans are still gonna have jobs. The way I see things, humans are still gonna have jobs, right? Humans are still gonna have the job to oversee, to supervise various platforms, mechanical, what have yous. Humans are still gonna have jobs.
Do you think there's a privacy concern? Because like, what could people do with AI? Because like we're already seeing like the things that can be done. It's kind of scary. Like sometimes I see videos online. I don't even know if it's real or if it is AI. Like it's kind of scary.
What do you mean?
Like I honestly don't know what you could use it for, but I do see people like impersonating other people's like voices and things like that, like as far as like musical artists and things like that, like, so I feel like it's just kind of a little bit invasive in nature as well. This is like it's a good thing. I think that it's a good thing too. It has its pros to it, but I believe that it also has its cons to it too. I think you have to use it in the right manner um to reap the benefits, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that have access to AI where they're going to use it in a bad way. And I don't really know all the bad ways, but I just know like as many of the ways that you can use it, there's definitely a possibility that people will be using it for bad reasons.
Yeah,
I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry, guys.
Definitely some negative ways we can be using AI with deep fakes and et cetera, and fake videos of Obama or Trump saying some things that they never really said.
Right. Yeah.
That's a difficult question.
It's kind of scary, you know. Like think about it. Like it could
We
be
just
used
gotta have
against us
those.
in a way.
We gotta have those authorities in place. Those authorities in place. Those agencies in place to set the standard,
Decipher out
to
what's
be able to
reliable
kind of identify
and what's not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
what's real or what's not,
I know that we had.
and teach us.
Yeah, true.
How to identify.
I know we had a conversation too recently about the different platforms of AI, and you had shared with me that you used a different platform versus like I never used it before. I forgot even what you had called it, but when I use it, I use Chat GPT, and then you said that you found one that was related to Twitter that gave you more like human response. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Grok. So you said it gave you more like human responses, whereas like Chat GPT, it really sounds like the internet. It sounds like a robot. I'm sure.
Chat GPT is going to give you more politically correct answers.
Right.
Grok is going to give you more of the XX kind of answer, the more free-spirited libertarian kind of answer.
And as we see these AI platforms roll out, one thing that I'm kind of afraid of too is that I see the way that it works, and it's like it can be very biased in nature as far as like once you start interacting with it and you've like logged into your account and you start interacting with it, it kind of responds based off of like how you're responding to it, but it also like becomes biased in nature. I don't know if Grok is like that. Again, like I said, I haven't used that before, but ChatGPT is like that, at least for me. Like sometimes I'll feel like it's responding things that I feel like it thinks that I want to hear, if that makes any sense. Like
that's based on the algorithm and the people who program the AI. Do they program it to be a certain way, to be biased based on certain inputs that it receives, etc.? Or do they program it to be just unbiased based on the information that it has access to via the internet, web, etc.?
right. So
Which obviously ChatGPT is probably meant to be a little bit more biased.
ChatGPT was like the first one that came out, right?
We all know that it's a little bit more politically correct.
Yeah, but it was.
It's made to be that way.
It was like one of the first.
Yeah, it was the first one
to come out.
That I've ever.
And then they have like a different version. Have you used a different version of it? Like there's
several different versions, yeah.
Of ChatGPT. Like some you have to pay for. I don't know if it gives you like different responses or if it like enhances your interaction with it, or if there's really a difference, or if it responds the same way, or how the features work with that. When you use Grok, was it the same way? In that way, like can you get like a subscription or pay for something to have more features and stuff?
I think you can pay for a Grok, but I'm not sure. I'm pretty new.
You just use the free version, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the free version is way beyond surpassing ChatGPT. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, I want to believe in the future of AI. I think that there's a lot of promise to it, just because you can use it for so much stuff as far as like the healthcare field, helping people in like a medical aspect, I guess. Like there's promise there. There is promise that, I mean, I don't want to see people lose their jobs, but I feel like maybe having AI to perform certain things that are quicker for people to get the job done might be a benefit too. So I think that some people probably see it as like, because at first I was thinking like, oh, AI, it's gonna mimic people too much and it's gonna just eliminate people. But I feel like it might not be that bad if it lets people get back to being happy, and it's like helping you solve problems quicker and maybe think about things in ways you might never have.
If it's a tool and it's going to help you solve problems quicker, why not?
Yeah, that's how I see it too. I was actually kind of biased on it. I didn't really, and then I started to think like, where do I stand with AI and stuff, that I had time to like think about it a little bit, because we did have a conversation the other day. And then I said that I was going to download Grok, and then I never ended up downloading it, but because I was confused, because I didn't know if you said it was an app or if you use it through Twitter, or is it...
It has access to X. That's one of its databases.
Okay, so it's not actually... You don't have to log on to Twitter to access it. You can just download it in the App Store. Okay, well, cool. So, I mean, I don't know. I hope that AI is for the greater good. What do you guys think? You can leave your comments down below so we can like talk about it, discuss it, because I'd like to hear what other people think. Not that I give a shit, but I mean, maybe it might change my perspective on how I feel, but good luck with that. And Donovan, I don't know, he's pretty stern in the way he feels, so good luck with trying to persuade him.
I'm open-minded.
Lies! I'm just kidding. So I know that in COVID-19, they had like the mandates for vaccines, and it's just been a huge topic in like the media about vaccine mandates. Um, that was the next topic that we're gonna dive into, which we have like a couple of topics that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna try to make our channel touch bases of things that are currently going on or that people are talking about that are relevant to now, and kind of give our opinions on it, whether you like it or not. If you don't like it, then cancel us. If you do, then you can follow us, be our friend, whatever. Um, but I think that people should have the right to what they're putting in their body. I do want to see people like live long and be healthy and not have diseases and, you know, all of those great things. But at the same time, I don't feel like people should be mandated to like put things in their body. Because like some of this stuff, we don't even know what it is. Like when they were doing the COVID-19 vaccine, that crap was just like, they made it. It was just like so quick, and then they were telling everybody, "Oh, you have to get it." And
Typical test from what I'm speaking off of memory is it's about 10 years or so to basically verify a vaccine to be safe to give to the mass public.
right.
And they did that shit in less than a year.
Yeah,
So,
that was
not safe.
insane. It was not.
Obviously.
And then
Let's look at the data. Let's see how many people had the bad side effects. How many deaths we had that were increased based off of COVID-19
I actually want to look that
vaccines.
up and see how many people, because I'm sure that there is probably like data on that, like how many people died from
There is.
getting the COVID vaccine, because I know that number has to be pretty high. I mean, I don't want to do the vaccines because it's just like, for adults, yeah, I mean, like if you want to make the choice to get the vaccine, okay, cool. But yeah, people were giving it to their kids, and not just like COVID-19 vaccine.
That was the crazy time. People were also getting their kids' genitalia chopped off.
Crazy.
To be a different gender that they identified.
Yeah, I'm not down with that shit. I don't give a damn.
Time.
I don't. Kids should be worried about being children. They shouldn't even be worried about their sexual preferences,
illness,
or
if you ask me.
Yeah, no, that's what I think too.
If you're getting your kids shit chopped off, like fuck, bro.
And it's not even
you are
the
mentally
kids.
fucking ill. I'm sorry.
It's not even the kids. It's
I'm not
the
sorry.
adults.
You're mentally ill.
Yeah, nah, you are. Like something's
holy
fucking
shit, bro.
wrong. I'm gonna look up how many people died from the COVID vaccine just to see if there's some numbers out here, because I was just curious now that we had started talking about it. Oh, it says fact check, which this is from Newsweek. I don't know how reliable.
Why does this look up Grok?
Oh yeah, since we're talking about it, do you have it accessible easily so we can just use it really quick?
Go to my profile.
Oh, you can just pull it up from here too?
Go to my profile.
Okay. Let's see which one. This one.
Yeah.
You got like 40 profiles. Okay. I didn't know that people were like doing that with their kids during COVID-19.
Yeah.
Really?
Look up Grok.
That's crazy. Is it this?
Make sure you sign in on Google.
Sorry, gonna sign in. Oh no, this is wanting me to do too much. Just use your phone. Your phone's right there.
Just put it in.
I don't know it. Grab your phone. Okay, he's gonna do it. I'm trying to make it quicker here. We're in a live right now. Not really live, but same thing. Look, he still has to grab his phone. He doesn't listen to me. He should. Now we can kind of test out how Grok works.
Alright, should be working now.
Wait, what do I go? Is it Grok 3?
Yeah.
Alright, we had to get our camera working again. For some reason, it wants to cut off, but we had got to Grok 3. So we're going to ask it how many people died from the COVID-19 vax.
I thought you already asked that.
No, I didn't get to look it up yet. Because we had to log in. Okay. So, let's see. It's searching. Data on deaths causally linked to COVID-19 vaccines is limited and often misinterpreted due to the complexity of establishing causation. The vaccine adverse event reporting system in the U.S. has recorded reports of deaths following vaccination, but these are not necessarily caused by the vaccine. I mean, I kind of, and these are coming from, like, I think reliable sources, yeah, from .org, and yeah. So it's coming from reliable sources, but I know that a lot of people freaking died from that crap. My aunt died from it. Did you have any family members die from it? We didn't die from it, so I didn't get the vaccine. You got the vaccine. I said no, I was not getting it. There was no way I was getting it. I didn't give a damn. I was not taking it. I wasn't giving my kids it. I didn't care. But you kind of had to take it because you didn't have any choice. Because people are literally getting kicked out of the military for not taking it. But you know what's crazy about that is I think they're able to get back in the military if they got kicked out for not getting it. Because I think
now there's a whole program for that.
Which is probably a waste of money.
If you got kicked out of the military for COVID, I'm summarizing. If you got kicked out basically for not taking the vaccine, there's a whole program based on getting people to rejoin who got kicked out because they didn't take the vaccine. Meanwhile, I got forced to take that shit.
And had to. Like, crazy.
To take care of my family.
And now it's just in your body forever. Forever and ever. Yeah, I don't believe in mandating vaccines for anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's going to save the whole universe. Like, if somebody says no, like, it's no. Like, I hated when I seen, like, you had to bring, like, I remember we were staying in LA, and there was places, like, they literally were making you bring your vaccination card to be able to, like, enter in a restaurant and shit like that. So there was a lot of stuff we couldn't even go do because me and the kids, we weren't even vaccinated. Like, you were able to go, you could do those things, but we couldn't because we didn't have our vaccine. So we just had to fucking suffer. And then it was a crazy ass time too because a lot of people were stuck in the house, in their homes and stuff. We worked for a little while too. But then I think you still made us get out and do things. Anyway, with whatever we could do. So my take on that is I think freaking mandated vaccines are fucking stupid. I don't think that we should have to take that shit. It's crazy.
That's some authoritarian rule shit.
Yeah, fuck authoritarian shit. Cause I don't want to just follow what everybody else is doing. Because
that's kings and queens bow down to your
royalty.
master type shit.
Yeah, and I'm not with it. And
that's communist.
And I bet a lot of people did. I wonder if there were people that actually killed themselves because they were like so stressed out during that period of time, like being stuck in their houses, like they couldn't do anything, like people were losing their jobs and stuff, like. Small businesses were collapsing.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, people do kill themselves all the time. Do you think people should have the right to do assisted suicide?
This is a tough question.
No, it's simple. I don't think anybody should be. I think it depends on.
Honestly, it's a tough question for me.
I think it depends on if I don't think people should be able to walk in somewhere and just be like, oh, today I want to die, I want to kill myself, because then I think their opinion could
should be, like,
change the next day.
For sure.
There should be guidelines. There should be
definitely guidelines.
Things to follow for sure, because then if that was the case, then people be showing up to the clinic like, oh, hell, my ass might show the fuck up. I might be tired one day and be like, I'm done with this shit. And then the next day I might feel differently. I might just be having a bad day. So I think it could be a bad thing. I think in other countries though, like
I hope not.
I wouldn't do that. But I'm just talking shit. In other countries though, I think they do allow that. But I think it's like for like health reasons, like if they have cancer and they know that they're not going to survive it, or they're in like a really late
Well,
stage
that's a
of it,
big
then that
question in
makes
Canada
sense.
right now that I know of.
Yeah.
Is the whole assisted suicide
Are
thing.
you sleepy?
I'm getting a little tired.
You look like you're gonna. You had a busy day today. It was a busy day today.
Yeah, but I know that in Canada, that's a topic of discussion. That's a huge thing right now. Is the whole assisted suicide thing.
And are they letting them do that, or they're trying to keep them from letting them do that? I haven't heard anything about that in Canada.
No, yeah, it's a thing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know all the ins and outs of it right now off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
I know that it's a thing.
Well, let's go back to AI that's going to ruin humanity and ask it, are people allowed to have assisted suicide? And I know I'm not spelling right. Canada. I don't care. I'm trying to keep it moving. And I'm typing in all caps. I wonder if Grok thinks I'm yelling at it. I'm sorry, Grok. I'm not yelling. Yes, assisted suicide referred to as medical assistant and dying maid. What? It's like this whole
Scroll up. You're going
thing. No, it's just like it's still typing. Grok got a lot
Scroll up.
to say on this topic. That's crazy. It just like, and I put it in and started saying a bunch of stuff. So yes, suicide referred to as medical assistant and dying maid is legal in Canada under specific conditions. Okay, so it's not like you can just walk in and do it. So that's nice to know. It was legalized in June 2016. That's a long time. I feel like I should know something about it. I have not heard about it.
It's Canada.
Through Bill C-14, allowing the Supreme Court of Canada's 2015 ruling under Carter v. Canada, which found that prohibiting assisted suicide violated the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. The laws were further amended in March 2021 via Bill C-7 and expand eligibility. So, it does list like some guidelines like to be eligible for it, which is nice to know that people can't just walk in and just be like, oh, today I'm done. I'm taking my life. So you have to be eligible for publicly funded health services in Canada, or would be, but for residency or waiting period, be at least.
So at least you know it wasn't bullshitting you.
Yeah, no,
it's a thing going on in Canada right now.
It's crazy.
I've seen some videos on it, asking people in the streets what their opinions are.
What'd they say? Like were they like mixed opinions and stuff?
Yeah, mixed opinions.
Yeah. That's what I figure. Some people probably think it's crazy. You got to be 18 years or older, which that should be a fucking given. And then have grievous or irredeemable medical condition. Yeah, that's kind of like what I was saying. Like if you have like a disease or like you're in the latest stage of like cancer and there's like literally nothing.
The conspiracy behind the whole allowing the government to kill you ideal is that. Is there a conspire to kill people because they would be utilizing government resources unnecessarily? So let's kill them off instead.
That's fucking crazy.
Like, that's a way to put it, right? Like,
that's just like a wild conspiracy
theory? Probably, yeah, in a way. Yeah.
That's crazy. And in Canada, you can like make a voluntary request without external pressure. So like if you can do it if you want to voluntary. I don't agree with that because it says to be eligible, make a voluntary request without external pressure. Provide informed consent after being informed of available alternatives such as, what would the alternatives be?
Now.
That's crazy.
I'm just thinking about it, like, as far as the United States goes, should there be assisted suicide voluntarily? I'm going to say my general answer for most situations is going to be no. There's other resources, there's other things, there's other avenues we can go down. But
yeah,
when you go down to specific, do you want to just end the suffering in this person? They're suffering too much for this or that cancer or whatever it may be. Yeah, okay. Maybe assisted suicide would be okay in that aspect. But
medically, but I feel like I can only agree with it.
And probably
medically.
98% of the circumstances I would disagree.
Yeah.
But I
It would have to be
just
something like
talk,
super
talking
serious.
off the cuff. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, no.
I can't give you a definitive answer.
I agree. Because then I feel like I would be going against like what I believe. I don't think people should just have the right to kill themselves. I don't think that anybody has that right. With that, and even saying that, like, capital punishment, I'm kind of conflicted on that too, because it's just like, I feel like a lot of people who have committed crimes and stuff like that, they deserve to be underground. That's how I feel in my heart, but just like the right thing to do, I don't feel like we should just be murdering people. But again, I don't want you to go ahead and start squinting your face. Let me finish. I think that there has to be like guidelines and things that we're following, and under specific circumstances, would that be okay? And then I feel one thing that bothers me, especially about things like the death penalty, it takes forever. It takes forever for somebody who's put on death row to actually be executed, and then that's a waste of like tax dollars and stuff like that. So then it kind of makes me not really want to have it, because I feel like we're wasting money by having it.
That's all based. You could change that easily.
Yeah, we can change a lot of things easily, but it's not happening.
You could change that with voting on different policy for your state, etc., whatever.
Yeah.
But just think about it. Like, somebody raped. I'm not gonna say. Let's say somebody raped your cousin that you know very well. It's like, and beat them unconsciously. Do they deserve to die?
Yes. Oh fuck, that's not even
okay.
But it's because it's like it's personal. It hits home or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, I don't want someone out there doing things like that to my family or people that I care about.
Okay, so that kind of like.
But I don't get to be the one that like makes that decision. They have like a whole jury that kind of does those type of things. Like, they set them down, they present their evidence and what's going on, and then the jury, it's based off of what they believe. A bunch of other people that may have differing opinions from what I may have or how I see things. You know what I mean? Because like in some circumstances I agree with it, but then in some circumstances I don't. Not because I.
What would a jury agree with keeping said person alive for doing said act? Like, what would be their reasoning, their moral reasoning behind keeping the person alive?
For some people, it's just like religious beliefs. Like, even though, like, oh, that's the law or whatever, but just their religious belief, like, thou shalt not kill or whatever, they may not.
It's thou shalt not murder.
Murder, okay.
Because we all know.
Yeah, but then
let's have common sense. If we're talking about the Bible, we all know common sense that even in the Bible, even in the Old Testament, you kill. You kill. You decapitate animals and sheep and blah blah blah. Right? That's killing. It's murder.
Yeah.
It's murder. There's a specific intent and objective behind murder versus just
killing, yeah,
which is just ending a life.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on it. That's just because, like, in a lot of states, it's not really legal for capital punishment, but I don't think that I would be opposed to it either, had we had the right setup. And
that's a tough question for me, honestly.
It just depends on the circumstance. I feel like all the questions that we're like asking, that we have that that we want to discuss, just really depends on the circumstances of it. It's really like you can't be like yes, and because it's just like just really depends, because like
there's a lot of nuances and this and that goes into these answers.
Yeah. I agree.
And we can't just two of us just say, like, that's what it is.
Yes, we can. If you freaking kill someone, you deserve to die. There, I said it. I feel better. No, not if you kill someone. If you murder someone for no fucking reason because you're a psychopath, then you deserve to die.
That's your karma.
Yes. So, I mean, in that scenario, then it makes sense.
But is there hope to save some of those people? Do you think?
It depends. I mean, I think there's a lot that goes into answering that question just because of like what's the mental state of the person, how old are they, what behaviors do they have,
there's so many nuances.
There's just so much that goes into, like, you can't really just say like
something to think about.
They're
people always want to give like definitive answers, yes, no, or whatever the fuck, right? People got to think about all the nuances.
Yeah, because I feel like it makes a difference when you start thinking about things in all the different perspectives that there could be, or all the different situations that people may be in that may make it reasonable, I guess, for, capital punishment to be used. Because I am a crime addict. I literally think, you probably think I'm crazy sometimes if I sit around and watch that, but I always just am so curious to learn, like, what is called, like, why do people do the things that they do? And then some of the stories that I hear,
we'll ever know.
But some of the stories that I hear, those people deserve the death penalty. And then what drives me crazy is the people that deserve the death penalties, they won't even get nothing but like a couple of years. And it'll be like some premeditated murder shit or something like that. Like the Casey Anthony girl, she got off. She's like free and shit. And she like murdered her well, I mean, whatever. I think she had something to do with murdering her daughter. Will we ever fucking know that? No. She knows that. The universe knows that.
It's all based on like evidence, right? Like,
yeah.
We don't have a system based on.
Too bad we don't have a genie in a bottle to fucking be like,
we don't have a genie in the bottle. We don't have a gut knee jerk reaction, intuition kind of like system that can.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm about to kill Donovan, y'all, with my vape.
A probability of whatever, right? We only have facts.
Yeah.
Facts, circumstances, yay or nay. Like, what do you have? He said, she said, hearsay. It is what it is. All we have really in our system is just facts.
Yeah.
If you can't prove it by facts, then as much as it may be true.
It sucks because, like, sometimes you like some of the investigators and stuff, like they'll be so spot on and just like what they believe and what they believe is true, but then they can't prosecute or do the things that need to be done because they don't have the facts on people. So it's just like that shit. I know that's probably just like a low blow for some of the cases that are probably even still ongoing today. It's just like walk-in murders. That terrifies me, to be in public and know that somebody could literally be a murderer and they just never got caught for it, or they just walking free, or maybe they paid someone off to do something else, because people do that too. It's just crazy because it's just like
I mean, the chances are probably pretty slim, but yeah,
I'm sure that you never know. You might just be walking past some psychopath like fucking Jeffrey Dahmer or some shit and never even know it. That's why you need to watch your motherfucking children. Get their ass an air tag. They got some shit you could put in your damn shoe for your kids, so you know where the fuck they're at. Because you don't want shit to happen to your children. I don't know. Like,
You're responsible adult.
Yeah, for sure.
You're responsible.
I wish that our justice system did more, honestly. I feel like in a lot of instances they fail giving people the closure that they need for certain things, just because of how lenient.
How do you think AI can fall into that? AI could probably help us out in some of those aspects, I think.
Are we whispering now?
I'm just saying. AI could probably
AI's gonna save our lives.
Enhance our ability to identify guilt or not.
Yeah, but how?
It's a fucking robot.
Yeah, you just put it in there, it just catches everything that's being said and just ciphers through that shit.
It can analyze so much more details than a human can.
Which is fucking scary. Because imagine whoever's using that.
And it doesn't mean that it's always 100% right.
Yeah, that's the scary part. You don't want to go off a robot and hoping that it'll tell you the truth.
Guess what? You want to go off a human and just hope it's telling you the truth. It's the same thing.
I feel like a human's probably a little bit more reliable.
You got to have balance with both things.
Yeah, but I would be more. It would be easier for me to rely on a human.
A human is gonna have more bias.
But the AI that you uses does, because it's based off of the algorithm.
Only gonna have based on what you program it with. The human is gonna have its own internal opinions, agenda, objectives, whatever.
Well.
Or not.
I don't know. I think we'll have to agree to disagree, because I definitely trust a human more than I would trust AI. At least for right now. I don't know if that'll always be the case. My opinion and views could change. But for right now.
I mean, yeah, in general, yeah. But.
And.
Can it be useful? Yeah.
Yeah, it can.
Can we implement it? Yeah.
I like how honest that AI is with the information, because I feel like some of the stuff that I'm curious about, and I go to AI and I ask questions, I feel like it just pulls information from a lot of different places and makes sense of it to me for a better understanding. I like that, because a lot of shit is like censored, which brings me to our next little topic about censorship. I said that I was a little bit conflicted on as with the other topics, conflicted on like censorship, but I don't think shit should be censored. I don't, like, as far as just like the real things that are going on, as far as just like the news and real news, at least, you know what I mean? Now things like porn and shit like that shit, yeah, but like just the things that there's stuff that's going on here in the United States that aren't even being and not even just here, but I'm just using that as an example, that aren't even being covered by the news media. Like, they pick and choose what they want to cover, and a lot of shit is fucking censored, and it keeps a lot of people in the fucking dark. And I also think that censorship divides people too. It really divides people. It keeps conflict going. I don't agree in censorship. If you censor shit, you a bitch. Just be real about it. Just air all of that shit out. If aliens fucking here, just tell us. I'm not even scared no fucking more. I don't give a damn. Just let me know so I can stop hiding in the dark.
First Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of press.
Which is not really what the fuck it is, even though that's what it says. Because you and I both know that shit is not true. Even when
we did not, our founding fathers did not foresee the circumstances that we are being faced with.
Humans are their own worst enemy. Even when Kennedy was running with in the presidency with Kamala and Trump, I remember, like, he had to have his own freaking like debate. Like, he was just by himself because he was literally
they wouldn't let him on the debate
that
stage.
Shit was so fucked up. Like, why could the people not decide? Like, why they have to like censor? Like, that's what I'm talking about. It's just dumbass shit. Like, he literally is a person just like me and you, and he has the right to run for that shit. Why could he not equally participate in the campaign like the other candidate was? And then I felt so bad because he ended up dropping out of it, you know, because he knew that he wasn't going to be given a fair chance. Which I am glad that Trump took him under his wing and everything. He ended up endorsing Trump, but I just I really feel like it was unfair.
No, that's a no-go.
But Twitter streamed it now, or not Twitter, sorry, X. I'm used to calling it Twitter.
Twitter, X, YouTube, yeah.
They streamed it, so I was just happy for those.
But he wasn't able to be on the mainstream,
right? Because they censored that shit.
Whatever the news agency was at the time.
Even when Kamala, she did an interview and they were switching up shit she said agenda, and stuff.
Right? Because they want to censor.
But I think that's bullshit.
So, censorship, no, that's a no-go. The collective people will be able to sense and feel the energy and understand what's good.
But I guess that's
for
why
the greater good. Censorship is a no-go.
I think that's why platforms like X are like really good to use because like Kanye showed us like you can say whatever the fuck you want on X. You just do whatever you you can do whatever you want. You ain't getting censored on there. But I think that's like thanks to Elon Musk, even though everybody has their like opinions about him. But I think some of the shit he does is great. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think there's
he.
anything wrong with anything that
But
he's
he's always
doing.
just getting criticism and stuff like that too. But I feel like
He's getting criticized by pardon me, the socialist,
yes,
communist
mm-hmm.
ass motherfuckers.
Them bitches, motherfucking bitches. You know, it's really sad. I feel like a lot, even during COVID, there was a lot of shit that was censored. There was a lot of things that were going on. There's always that they're never gonna be real and open and honest about things, and that's one thing that I like about the uh, party that won the election, because I do feel like even though I don't agree with everything that has been done with Trump or whatever, I still stand firm on my vote. But I feel like at least the information that's coming from the party is open. They're communicating. They're not keeping things in the dark. They're not trying to censor shit. They're not trying to keep things a secret. You know what I mean? Whereas the party before, it was a fucking disaster. You didn't know what the hell was going on, what to believe, it was confusing. And I'm sure it's still probably like that to some people with the president now, but I do feel like I feel there is less censorship even before the first time when he ran. I think he's more open now cuz he had even said itself like, you know, he wanted to be better like this go around. I don't even think he wanted to run for president again, and then he ended up, or no, he didn't initially. When he was younger, he was like, oh no, I'll never run for president. So it was just crazy to see him later up there, and maybe his son will run for president one day. I don't know. I think he's like off at college or something like that. Everybody talks shit about his wife too. I like her.
Things that are meant to be will happen.
Yeah, that's true.
I said a lot of things that I wouldn't do that I ended up doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I guess people change. Things change. Everything's constantly changing. But I just hope that while the change is happening, that the truth remains consistent during the change, and that the truth is always available to the people who rightfully deserve to know what the fuck is going on. And a lot of us don't. We're just out here guessing what's right and what's wrong and what's like, and you know, we're just kind of going off of our gut instinct because we're not really we're given bits and pieces of shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I would like to see more openness as far as just like what we need to know. I don't think the people of America need to be on a need to know basis. We need to know what the fuck is going on. That is our
fuck
right.
Censorship, man.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100%. What you should stand for. If you don't agree with what somebody says,
shut the fuck up and go on.
That's great.
You don't have to agree with it.
As long as they're not talking about killing you, murdering your family, you know, or something like that's like obviously with common sense that would, you know, regard in apprehension of the person. Fucking turn the other cheek, go the other way.
Yeah, literally. It's
allow
so
free
simple.
speech to thrive in our nation.
Yeah. And talking about our freedoms, this isn't really on our topic, but I just randomly thought about it. It's just like the gun control and stuff. Like, I'm really curious to know like what you think about that as far as our country. Just because us being free and stuff, do you think there needs to be like guidelines and things like that? Look at all these school shootings and stuff that are happening.
I think there needs to be guidelines. Right?
Do you think we're too
I'm about common sense. I'm not a whole it's the Constitution says you're 18, you buy a gun, you can have a gun. No. Like, I believe in background checks. I believe in making sure people are
Yeah.
mentally stable,
Mm-hmm.
etc. I believe in common sense gun controls, right?
Yeah. Because
That's what I
I
believe
just
in.
know, I was just curious of what you might have thought about. It's not a topic that we'll just have to like dig deep in or anything right now. But yeah, I know you're like big on just freedom, and you said something about freedom of speech. So I was just wondering if you thought people should be free in that same like this.
There's a thing about free. There's freedom, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's also what we stand for in our country, which is called the rule of law.
Mm-hmm.
There's freedom, equal opportunity under the
Mm-hmm.
rule of law.
Yes.
The rule of law.
And a lot of
That's very
motherfuckers don't
important to
want to
remember.
follow the rule of law. But that's because we have access
That's
to the internet.
liberalism. That's true liberalism. That's what we stand for in this country. We are a country founded on liberalism. The term liberalism has been bastardized, and it's been made to seem like something that it's not.
Mm-hmm.
We are a country based on liberalism.
We need to be a country that gets our shit together. That's what we need to fucking be. Because I'm sick of this shit. But we'll save that conversation for another day. I don't know. I don't think AI is going to kill us. I don't think we should be fucking forced to put vaccines in our body. I don't think people should be getting assisted suicide unless it's medically necessary. I don't give a fuck what you think. Nobody has the. I believe in freedom, but to a certain extent, like you shouldn't just be able to just kill yourself. Like the shit that's going on in Canada, that's wild that people even have that right to like do that. I hope it's just under like medically necessary, but I was reading on Grok that it said that you could voluntarily do that, which I didn't go and look up the source that it said it came from to like verify that information.
Canada is a very left-leaning society as well.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of sad if they are doing that and just allowing people to be like, oh yeah, then I start to think of things like, is there an agenda? Are they letting people do that because they're trying to rid of people and the economy or what? Like what it makes me think like deeper into that with people doing assisted suicide. It makes me feel like, oh, if they're just okay with people killing themselves, like then they're just like, are they're trying to kill people off? You know what I mean? Like
100%.
which is crazy. And then
maybe not at this level, maybe not at this level, maybe not at that level, but at this higher level, maybe
yeah, and I don't know, depends on the circumstances. I can't really say yay or nay. I hate to see it happening though. I think capital punishment, I do think that there should be capital punishment just because like things with premeditated murder or crimes,
but it has
like
to be
that.
well thought out. That's what I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Well thought out.
I think that also
voted on by the people.
Right, but I think that once it's once you convict someone and then you say, hey, this is the punishment and the punishment is capital punishment, they don't need to be waiting around to just serve the justice. They need to go ahead and do that because they're wasting a lot of tax dollars by not doing that. And
if you're gonna put someone up for capital punishment, it might sound cruel, but let's just end their life. Let's not waste time.
Yeah, no, for real, because then the people are paying for it, and that's why I said I feel that's fucked up. Because anything that happens, like if they have something,
let's let them reincarnate and do their thing.
Yeah, do it again.
Come back, try again.
Come back, try again. Not today. And censorship. Fuck censorship, and me and you can both agree in that department that it fucking is bullshit. Some of these news media should be a fucking shame of themselves for what they're allowing their platform to put out, because a lot of this shit is just biased ass information. It's not the real things that are going on. It's targeted at keeping people divided. I think there's just so many problems within censorship, even though I want to say like, oh, it may be good for protecting our children or this or that, but it's just like, this is the raw ass world that we live in. I don't lie to my kids about shit. I tell them the truth, the reality of things because I don't want them to be blindsided later in life, because that's what I'm preparing them for, to exist in life. Some may think that that's cruel. Others may agree and do the same thing. I personally don't give a fuck, but I'm preparing my kids to fucking be, you know, able to function and exist in this fucked up ass world that we have to live in. So me as a parent, I try really hard not to censor shit from them. I don't want to be censored. I don't want things to be censored from me either when I have to live here in America. I feel like I have the right to know what's going on here just as much as I feel the right to know what's going on in other places. I feel like if other people have reliable information that is true that they can put out, then I feel like the people have the right to know what the fuck is going on. That's kind of where I stand on that.
And I just stand on principles, right? Freedom of speech, the First Amendment, right to bear arms, okay?
Pew pew.
You know, the rule of law, the equal opportunity of all persons to pursue the pursuit of happiness, right? With no judgment based on race, religion, and creed. We should just stand by those principles.
Yes.
And we'll be okay.
Hopefully. But if not, fuck it, we'll reincarnate and come back and do it again, I guess. Right? I don't know.
Fight for what's right.
You gotta fight for your right to party.
You gotta play your part. Fight for what's right.
Yeah, you do. You do. We all have a part to play, and you gotta do something. Something is better than nothing. I don't care how small it is. Something's better than nothing. And if you believe in something, advocate for it. Use your voice. Make changes. Believe in making a difference. Don't sit around and just think like, oh, I'm just one person, I can't make a difference. You never fucking know. You literally never fucking know. We have this channel and we're just talking about all this random stuff that we think or whatever, but who knows what other people we may run into that we may build relationships with. Their point of view may influence ours may influence them. You know what I mean? It's all about building community. Once you build community, you can make changes. You can fight for things that you believe in. You can advocate for things that you believe in. So I think that everybody should be looking for the truth and also exposing what's not the truth as well.
I mean, I had an interview today. I was interviewed by PBS at the National Mall, America's Front Lawn, right? Beautiful sunny day. They're asking me different questions, etc. But I was able to at least put some little nuggets in there that I know are going to get major coverage, that I'm so grateful that they're going to get major coverage. Those small little things that I said that are going to make major impacts and ripples.
Right. And maybe not on everybody, but on the right people. On the right people, it definitely will hold some weight, and that's what matters. You know what I mean? And I think everybody should be out there doing the same. But it's been a long day for us. We had to get on here and do our podcast and bring this information to you guys, our opinions and our thoughts and views on things. It is almost midnight. We have been running all day long, but we had to do what we had to do to get this second podcast out. We are still working on our equipment and things like that to better our recordings and episodes and stuff like that. Eventually we'll get it together. You guys just gotta be patient with us. Be patient with us. We'll be patient with you. If you don't want to fucking be patient with us, then go to another fucking channel. I don't care. But that's it for me. I'm always happy that the people that come and do listen to our podcast and support us, especially our family who believe in us. And I just want to keep bringing information to you guys. I want to keep learning. I want to keep growing. I want to keep discussing these things. And I'm just happy to be here every time me and Donovan get to sit here at the table and spend this time with each other to have these discussions and give a little bit of insight of what we're thinking about and be able to share that all with you guys. So,
keep an open mind.
I don't care if you keep an open mind, but keep an open mind, bitch. Yeah, but that's it. Thanks for watching our episode of This Might Get Us Canceled, and we will see you on the next episode.